Okay, it's fine. So let's start. So last week during our workshop, we discussed a lot. We discussed about the influence of culture on advertising, the influence of religion, how important it is for the advertiser to understand the religion, the demographics, and as well as to understand the culture of the people in which you intend to advertise your services or or even products. Then we even talked about self-reference criterion, where basically we say this is very important to understand because without understanding all these uh, elements, it will be difficult for you to air your advertisements. Then we talked about how McDonald's had to change in India to accommodate the people because it was advertising and introduced products that involved beef and pork, whilst their target market in India do not eat pork or beef. So it's very important to understand the religion, the subcultures, the culture of the people, uh, and things like that. Okay, so today we're moving forward now. So we are going to look at advertising and the technological environment. That's our lesson for today. So I will share my screen with you so that everybody can see my screen. Okay. Just please just acknowledge if you can see my screen. Okay. So this is our lesson today, advertising and the technological environment. It's coming from your textbook, pages 55 to 65. The objectives of this lesson are very simple. Um, we need to understand and gain insight into the technologies and the trends of advertising. Then, of course, understand the technologies and trends that are in advertising at this particular time. So remember in our last lessons, we learned about how technology evolved and influenced advertising from the printing press to a radio to television to computer to cinemas to where we are now, the social media, digital media. This is how advertising has evolved through technological inventions as well. Okay. So advertising has evolved with technology. We've seen that the internet and the social media technology have changed the social environment and have an enormous influence on advertising. Meaning now the way we advertise now is very different with the way we used to advertise before the advent of internet and social media. So now we have what we call SMM, social media marketing. This is basically supported by a powerful tracking and measurement tools, helping to improve advertising, return on investment, statistics, and targeting marketing. The era of digital advertising follows in the wake of the development of digital technologies, where we are now with the advertising industry that we are involved in these days through social media marketing, SMM. Basically, the advertisers are able to track and to measure the reach of the advertisement, how many people is managed to see or watch or read your advertisement. For instance, if you advertise on Facebook, you're able to see how many people engaged with your advert, how many people did the advert reach. You can actually measure that and be able to tell, okay, my advert has managed to reach 4 million people. It has managed to be engaged within the market within maybe 5 million or 6 million people, things like that. However, stocks, he once said, today no marketing strategy is complete if it does not incorporate digital strategy and expression. So basically, stocks is saying now, these days, you can't do anything, you can't say you're doing marketing without involving digital marketing. So in digital marketing, you need to come up with digital strategies and expressions, basically that you find using social media. in the 21st century, advertisers should not ignore the digital environment. That would be a great mistake. You can't ignore the digital environment. You can't ignore social media. You can't ignore Facebook. You can't ignore uh, Twitter, Instagram. You can't ignore websites, online advertisement. You can't ignore that. They must monitor trends in digital advertising and how technology affects the world of marketing. The technology is not static, it's continuously changing. So as an advertiser, as in marketers, you need to understand the technology that is being utilized at that particular time. Just like now, when you're advertising your product, you need to get involved with the new technology. You need to get involved with the new social media because that's the strategy that is there. Okay. Now, the current technology is being used in advertising right now. Okay, so there has likewise been steady growth in tools available in advertising. For example, desktop computers, laptop computers, cell phones, tablets, and wristwatches. This means that consumers are increasingly able to access more internet sites at a lower cost using devices, which means they are driving demand. When internet started back in the day, it was very expensive, but now due to the advent of new technologies, we can access internet on our phones, on our watches, on our laptops, on our computers. We can access internet everywhere. So now, this is the current technology that we have. So as an advertiser now, you create a strategy on how best am I going to reach new people with the current technology. We have internet now, and Google is one of the biggest companies when it comes to be um, a, a great internet company. Now we have what you call paid advertisements and non-paid advertisements, okay, which we call organic advertisements. I'm sure on my screen you can see them. So if you go to Google right now and say, you can type anything. Let's say you're looking for to print t-shirts. If you say printing of t-shirts right now on Google, there are a lot of companies that will come out. And those companies that come out usually, the ones that you see, like here on our screen here, that says Plumbers Johannesburg, then you can see in that orange, there is what they call AD. I'm sure everybody can see that. So it means that is a paid advertisement. So that means Plumbers Johannesburg has paid Google to be advertised on Google. So what it means basically is whenever you say plumbing Johannesburg, they will pop up at the first there because they have paid for that. So that's why you see that AD. AD, it means it's a paid advertisement. Okay, so that's how Google works. Then also with paid advertisements. So that means Plumbers Johannesburg is paid. No call out fees, plumbing, electrical is also paid. Johannesburg Plumbers 24/7. They've also paid. Okay, so it's the same thing if you today you say whatever that you are looking for, if you type it via Google, the first things that will pop up are those that are advertising with Google at that time. Okay, so those are called paid advertisements. Okay, then if we move to my right of my screen, then it says there are paid advertisement with organic results. Okay, then there are those that have not been that have not paid Google. For instance, if I say printing in Durban, you can actually see that a lot of advertisements that are coming out there, they are not paid advertisements. Okay, so we have Durban printing, we have art printers, we have Pro Print, the print shop. As you can see, they are different from Plumber's Job, Johannesburg Plumbers. They don't have that AD, meaning it's a paid advert. So these ones are called organic advertisements. Okay, we're together there. Is anyone lost? Any question? Okay, okay, so let's continue. So with Google now, this is how it works. We have what we call pay-per-click, PPC. So PPC stands for pay per click, a model of internet marketing in which advertisers pay a fee each time one of their ads or advertisements is clicked. Essentially, it's a way of buying visits to your site rather than attempting to earn those visits organically. Every time someone clicks on the advertised website, the advertiser pays a charge to Google. Okay, so let me explain what it means there. Um, okay, I can see there's a message here. Okay. I don't know, I can't see the message. Okay, so what it means here now is with pay-per-click, this is how it works. Remember, pay-per-click, we are saying you get charged by Google if someone clicks on your advertisement. For instance, here, if you come here, it says Plumbers Johannesburg. So this is a paid advert. So every time someone clicks there and opens that website for Plumbers Johannesburg, Google is going to charge Plumbers Johannesburg. Okay, that's what it means, pay per click. If no one clicks there, they're not going to be charged. So if 50 people clicks a day or 100 people clicks there and open that website via through this advertisement, Google is charging Plumbers Johannesburg. Okay. So search engine advertising is one of the most popular forms of pay-per-click. It allows advertisers to bid for advertisement placement in a search engine. Sponsored links, when someone searches on a keyword that is related to their business offering. Okay, so search engine optimization, SE. Okay, I can see a hand here. Yes, please go ahead. Future C, you can go ahead with your question. Okay, so your question is how often do the companies pay for the advert on Google, or is it a one? Okay, that's what I was explaining. It's called pay-per-click. It's called pay-per-click, meaning Google charges them when someone clicks on that advertisement. Okay, so the moment they click on Plumbers Johannesburg, Google will charge them. If someone else clicks wherever they are on that advertisement, Google charges them. Okay, that's how it works. So you are charged when someone clicks on your advertisement. Okay. Then we have what you call search engine optimization, SEO. In simple terms, it means the process of improving your site. To increase your site, meaning your website, to increase its visibility for relevant searches. The better visibility your pages have in search results, the more likely you are to garner attention and attract prospective and existing customers to your business. SEO is used to ensure a higher ranking in the thousands of websites listed in response to a search. Okay, so search engine optimization now, this is how it works. They are saying through your website, you create keywords that are very important to your business so that when someone is searching for those keywords, your website automatically pops up, either first, second, but it will be there up on top. Okay, this is what it's saying. Let's say we are looking for printing in Durban. So the moment they say printing in Durban, with your website that you have created that have used keywords printing, that means your company should come out on top there. Okay, so for instance, if you look at my screen there, we say printing in Durban, then we have all these companies that came out fast. That means we have used our search engine optimization. We've created keywords within our website so that when someone is searching for a particular product or services, if he uses that word, he will quickly find you. Just like when you say Plumber Johannesburg, these people come out. They use search engine optimization keywords. So it's a matter of linking the keywords with the thousands of websites or millions of websites that we have on the internet. Okay, just like think of this when you are buying either sneakers or t-shirts, and when you say sneakers in Durban, the first companies that will come out It's because they have linked keywords, your sneakers, to their website. Hence, they will come out first. The same with your, if you've paid Google now, that means your advert is going to be on top using keywords and also using uh, the advertisement time that you have created with Google. Okay, so that's your search engine optimization. Okay, then we have what you call digital out of home, the OOH advertising. Out of home advertising offers a brand safe environment with unparalleled viewability, unless something is physically blocking the screen or ads or advertisements are 100% viewable. Examples of digital billboards and posters, as you can see on the screen there, those are called digital out of home. These are digital billboards, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. Uh, Musical artists, they use digital billboards to advertise their new albums. Perfumes do that. Different brands do that. On that one, we can see that Usain Bolt as well. And there's advertising Puma, things like that. Okay. Um, okay. Is there any question? Okay. Uh, so Future says what, but what if nobody clicks on the advert? Do they still have to pay for the slot they have on Google? You don't have a slot on Google. It doesn't work with slots. It works with clicks. Okay, it's very important to understand that. So you don't have a slot with Google. Okay, so what you do is you create an advert, your website, then you create a time that you want Google to run your advertisement. Okay, so if you say, for instance, you might say, okay, I want my advertisement to run from 8 in the morning up to 4 p.m. Okay, so if anyone searches for printing or for sneakers or for plumbing within that time, your advertisement will come out. And if someone now clicks on your advert, then Google charges you. Okay, that's why it's called pay per click. You only get charged when someone clicks there. If no one clicks a day, then you're not charged. Okay. So with Google AdWords, as we'll learn later on as well, you pay Google. So you create an account with them, then you put either 4,000 or 3,000 in your account. So every time someone clicks there, Google will deduct their charge from your account. Okay. I'll find out how much it is now. You can also do that. The last time I used Google AdWords, I think it was around $1, one US dollar, which was around maybe 11 rand by then per click. So that means every time someone clicks there, Google deducts 11 rand from your account, or you're charged 11 rand. Okay. Hopefully I'm clear there. Okay. Then now, um, okay. Um, okay. Now we move to social media advertising. Okay. So remember, uh, we talked about digital out of home. These are very simple digital billboards. The other advantage of digital billboards or posters is because they're very attractive. People tend to look at them. So your advertisement can actually attract the attention of the people, and they beautify environment as well. If you go to airports, to malls, to restaurants, you can see digital advertisements. Okay. Now we move on to, so remember, these are all current technologies that we are using. Okay. Now we also go to social media advertising. As the world is becoming increasingly digitized, so advertising has to follow consumers onto digital platforms. This is very true. Everyone now, most people have social media accounts, either your Facebook account or Twitter account, Instagram account. So advertisers also have to follow people into those trends, because if they don't follow people into the social media, they'll lose people. They'll lose a lot of potential either customers to their products. Okay. So this means that marketing plans have to include social media, is indicated with those two uh, following figures that we see there. So that's your marketing plan. Within your marketing plan, you have to think of your social media, you have to think of your website, and you have to think of events, you have to think of your sponsorship, you have to think about above the line advertising, you have to think about public relations. Okay. Uh, so in South Africa, if you look there on the second right figure there, it says advertising spending South Africa historical data and forecast. The move to digital advertising is apparent. It means you can't avoid it. It's going to happen eventually. Everyone is going just to be digital. You can't avoid it. Everything is computerized now. Okay. What is clear there, however, is that television will still dominate and print and radio are still used. Internet advertising is rising though. So, however, in as much as they use social media and internet, people still use, advertisers still use television and is still dominating in South Africa in terms of advertising spending. Okay. However, internet advertising is on the rise and it's rising very, very fast. It is very speedy pace. Then social media advertising is therefore an increasingly important aspect of the marketing plan. As you market your products, as you come up with marketing strategies, you have to think about social media advertising. With social media changing the way people connect with each other, definitely. Now we are living in a global village. Everybody is connected. Either you have mutual friends, you know someone of your friends. That's how we are connected. Okay. Now the social media advertising is different from social media marketing. Okay, so there's a difference there. Social media advertising, SMA, is different to social media marketing, SMA, SMM. SMA, social media advertising, refers to paying for advertising on social media sites like Facebook, while social media marketing refers to unpaid free online marketing. Okay. Who can give me an example of a free online marketing? Zenzo, give me an example of a free online marketing. Zenzo, can you hear me? Okay. Future CEO, you can please go ahead. I can see your hand is up there. Okay, I don't know what's the problem there. Okay, let's just continue then. So remember now, SMA, your social media advertising, refers to paying for advertising on social media. This is when you pay Facebook to run your advertising. Okay. Then SMF refers to unpaid free online marketing. This you can create your own, you can create your advertising, post it on social media. You don't pay anyone. You can create your either your video or your poster. You share it through your Facebook page. Okay. So the goal should be to generate leads via a link to a landing page. Okay. So when you create an advert via social media, usually you create an advert, then you create a link that if someone who likes your Facebook page clicks there, it will take them to your website. Okay. So basically this can create a lead, a potential lead. So the effectiveness must be monitored. If a campaign does not yield results, it must be adjusted. Otherwise, money is wasted. So when you're advertising on social media, you need to analyze. So you see if these advertisements that we are doing, is it making sense? Is it reaching the correct people? Is it generating leads? Okay. Users give you their personal information in their profiles. The advertiser can then use the information to target specific audience as you do your social media advertisements. Test the advertisement, fine-tune them for maximum effect. So before you even air those advertisements, test them, fine-tune, beautify them, make sure they're in a very good shape to reach who your target audience. Okay. Now, advertising innovations. So within advertising innovations, we have what we call location-based advertising. Okay. From the word location, place. Location-based advertising is a growing trend in the advertising industry. It evolves using a person's location data gleaned from their mobile device to send specific message to people depending on where they are. I'm sure everybody's experiencing this a little bit now, where now even Google can tell you where you are, where you've been. They monitor your history, your traveling history. They can tell you uh, the places that you have visited frequently. Okay, so advertisers also now generate that history and use it to advertise according to where you are. Okay, so if you're in Durban and they notice your area of traveling, where you frequently go, they use that as well to create adverts that can target you based on your location. Then we also have the 4G light coverage. This is a data technology innovation that is resulting in the expansion of fast uh, 4G coverage, your internet coverage. Large screen smartphones such as iPhone 6, called phablets, are driving rapid growth in mobile video consumption. Okay, smartphone and tablet video consumption grew by 400% between 2012 and 2014, and it accounts for 30% of all online videos played. This is very true now. A lot of us now, we all watch our videos via our smartphones. That's basically what they're talking about. So it's an area also advertisers can reach their target market with. Then we have programmatic buying. Programmatic buying. This basically refers to automated buying and selling of advertising space on the internet. Since data can be used to identify specific consumers, advertising technology allows for programmatic buying of access to an exact set of consumers who should see an advertisement. Remember, we talked about this now. What this basically do is it looks at your mobile phone and it looks at things that you frequently search. It looks at your pedigree, your history. So for instance, if all the past week you've been looking at coffee mugs, then basically it will generate now leads, it will generate advertisements for coffee mugs and you'll be exposed to that. Then sometimes you wonder, why am I seeing this? It's because of your history where you've been searching all these things. Okay. Then another innovation that we have now is what we call viewable impressions. Okay. So it's a new technology and it is enabling advertisers to prevent click fraud. This means that advertisers might be misled into paying for bottom of the page advertisements that no one scrolls down far enough to see. The fraud is committed by competitors who create computer programs called bots to automatically click ads, and advertisers has to pay for those clicks. So viewable impressions, they are saying now, instead, remember your competitors might create fraud by clicking on your advertisements, where now you are thinking, oh, a lot of people are viewing our advertisements. You're thinking, oh, maybe this is generating leads, whilst basically it's frauds. Nobody is watching your advertisements. So now the new technology ensures that bots, that computer program that automatically click on ads, cannot create fraudulent viewable impressions because they cannot complete the actions that distinguish a genuine user from a false one. This is when you see, I'm sure every one of you have seen this, when you try to log in either to any website, it can be a government website or a company website, or anything. Even if you're buying something, then they ask you, are you a robot? Then they can give you pictures, then say, choose a robot, or choose where you see more motorcycles, or where you see bicycles, things like that. They are trying to verify to see if you're not a robot, if you are indeed a human being. That's basically viewable impressions. So this has been created because we have fraudsters within the technology sector, where now even your competitors were creating fake impressions for you. Okay, because remember, business, you can find dishonest people. So these were people now paying for, and you're paying for these clicks thinking, these were genuine people looking for our products or services. Whereas these were not genuine people, these were just automated clicks. So in order for you to avoid that, you create now, the technology now ensures that you verify if you're indeed a human being or not. Okay, so now we'll move on to advertising and the natural environment. Mm. So this now, it's a growing area, the natural environment. Everybody's getting involved. We need to keep our environment safe. So even as advertising need to be environmental conscious. Environment matters to everybody, to you, to the companies, to the whole world. Okay. So the general public is increasingly becoming aware of issues such as climate change, uh, pollution, water pollution, air pollution, things like that. Advertisers have to respond to the concerns of the buying public and adopt environmental friendly forms of advertising. You can't be advertising now promoting water pollution, promoting throwing of litter everywhere in the street. You can't do that now. So there's a growing market for advertisers to advertise environmental issues uh, that society is concerned about. Advertisers can tap into the consumer segment, even doing it for free. It also provides credibility and visibility for the advertising agents. Okay, so if you look at those two figures, we have a well there and we have a bad there. So these were adverts that were from World Wide Fund, WWF, for nature. They were highlighting the threat of extinction of sharks and vultures. Okay, so we are saying we're facing a problem. The future generation might blame even us now that we can't see all these animals. Okay, so they are saying we need to be very conscious of our environment. We need to keep our environment clean, safe. Okay. Now, advertising environmental friendly advertising or eco-friendly advertising essentially refers to advertising that supports the environment in the advertising, or by using advertising methods that are not harmful to the environment. For example, now you can use a bicycle trailer advertising or human billboards. So that's a bicycle trailer that you can actually use just to as a promotion of you saying, okay, we understand that we need to be eco-friendly to our environment, hence we are going to introduce bicycle trailer advertising or human billboards. Human billboards, I'm sure you've seen this even in town, people holding the billboards or carrying them on their back. So that's the human billboards. So they create outdoor brand visibility and can be used where motorized vehicles cannot go, which is true. There are certain streets where cars can't go, but with a human billboard, you can walk through town, you can walk in parks, you can walk at the beach, things like that. So human billboards do not necessarily carry signs, simply wearing either branded clothing or costumes. So these are the things that also can be very effective. The advantage is that they create a human connection, and marketing can be taken straight to the consumer on the street. Okay, just like with your bicycle trailer there, you just cycling. It can be in a park, it can be at the beach, it can be in the hood, it can be in different areas. Okay, and it is eco-friendly. You're not destroying uh, any component of the environment there. Okay. So while consumers are increasingly concerned about the energy efficiency of products, the industrial processes used in manufacturing or production, and the effect of on the environment of products of all types. The source of environmentalist pressure comes from multiple groups, like I was explaining before. Now we have a lot of companies that are environmentally conscious, and these people need to understand how you as advertisers also encourage companies, encourage people to be eco friendly to the environment. So with the consumers may so consumers even in developed countries, even here in South Africa, use environmentalist criteria in deciding what products to buy and are often willing to pay more for products that are more environmental friendly than products that actually destroy the environment. Okay. Um, then we have what we call green pressure groups, groups such as Greenpeace. I'm sure you've seen this. They campaign for environmental issues that aim to influence the population and are driving a change in attitude towards sustaining and preserving the planet for future generation. Keep the planet green, clean energy. They're agitating to move from the diesel and petrol cars to move to electrical cars. The use of clean energy such as solar, things like that. Okay. Then also politics and legislation, which is the law. Politicians support issues that are important to the constituents. This eventually leads to legislations being passed. Okay, so politicians can support also eco-friendly policies, such as there's a country where if you throw litter anywhere, you're prosecuted for that. You can be arrested. You can't throw paper everywhere. Okay. Investors as well, a society demands more environmental friendly products and production methods. So investors demand environmentally friendly initiatives, such as more fuel efficient cars or electric cars, like I was explaining. Also, journalists play a part by writing news with environmental matters to inform the public about either climate change, about air pollution, about land pollution, about even water pollution. Okay, so we have 4 effective green marketing strategies. So we're going to watch this video. Then we move on to advertising and politics. Okay, so guys, let me say, okay, so let's continue let's start again at 9:30. Okay, guys. Okay, so I'll see you at 9:30. It's 9:27 now, so I'll just give you 3 minutes. Okay.